sorenesses or places that you want some TLC or extra hard work today. So let's start just standing as usual. Feet are going to be in parallel, hip bone distance apart. Start in neutral, but then pretty quickly, let's take it into a tilted under pelvis. It's called a posterior tilt. And then melt down the front of your body, pulling your belly to spine. And then pause here at the bottom and see where you're tight today. And if this is your usual on these morning workouts, and then we'll bend and straighten the knees here. Okay, we'll go 4, 3, and 2, 1, and then pause. Bend one knee at a time now. And we'll go 10, 9, 8, really trying to feel where you need that stretch in your hips or where the glutes and hammies connect. 3, 2, and 1. Press into the heels, reactivate the abs, and then stack up on top of the hips. Slide those shoulder blades down as you stack up. Reach the crown of your head really nice and tall to the ceiling. And then let's roll down, reaching right and left through the shoulder blades. Okay, maybe inhale, reach on up. Exhale, chin to chest, tilt the pelvis and melt on down. And then come up the same way. Great. And then once you're standing up nice and tall, we just do our 8 chin nods here, stretching out the back of our neck. As you're doing these chin nods, really press your weight into your heels here, feeling into your back body and just getting balanced. Okay, last one. Hold that chin nod. Let's rotate the upper arm bone here as we go. Good. And 2 more. And we'll go into rib cage arms, making it an ab exercise here. So as you lift your arms up, you kick your core on, inhale up, exhale, pull navel to spine even more as you go down. And we'll go 4 and 3, welcome, 2, and then pause with the arms overhead, shrug those shoulders. Great, and we'll go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then something new. This will be a bit like a pike, if that's familiar, and a bit like an ab curl. So we're bringing our spines forward, we're rounding them, and then inhale up, exhale, pull navel to spine, think ab curl, really activate through here. And now we're gonna lift the right leg. Good, let's go 5, 4, abs on, 3, 2, keep those arms stretched out, almost like you're reaching towards your right foot. And now let's switch to the left side. Again, almost like you're reaching towards that left foot, trying to activate the core, not the hip flexors, okay? And 3, 2, and 1, good. And then from that round shape, we're gonna go to the side, nice big inhale here. Come on through middle, and then a big inhale onto the second side here, okay. And then we did these on Monday. We're gonna rotate, when we're in that side bend, come through middle, side bend, rotate, side bend, center, side bend, rotate. Good, and just monitor your low back. Make sure that rotation actually feels good today, that it's not too much of a stretch, that the joints are happy there. Arms are probably getting tired from holding them up. Let's just do one more set. Good. And then you can drop the arms. Okay, so our usual foot warm up, inversion and eversion here. Lifting the inside arch and then that outside ridge. Yeah, you guys are getting warm. Taking off all those layers. 2 more. Seeing if you can feel some muscles at the bottom of your feet kick in. And then our 4 tires exercise. Going slow enough that you balance your weight in all these different pieces, different tires. Good, and then reverse. We'll go 4 circles this direction. Good. And then our calf raises. Feel free to hold on to something. Press into all 5 toes. Press up into that Friday night kitten heel, not the Saturday night stiletto. And of course, make this ab work as well. Inhales down, exhale, pull navel to spine. Good. And we'll go 4, 3, 2, last one. And then we'll go into some squats here. So bring your feet about shoulder distance apart and then hold on to the front of your ribs here. You want to feel your core activate under your hands. Exhale, press up into these backline gals. So most of us will want to just kick on the quads. We need to have a little conversation with our body. Nope, this is where we want it, in that back line. Good. If you feel like that response through the core is all set up and working on command, you can bring your arms out in front of you. Exhale, pulse twice. Inhale, exhale, pulse twice. Let's do 4 more sets. Maybe even lifting the arms a bit higher. Good. 1 more and I'll do a bonus as well. There we go. All right, let's go to the top of our mats. If you didn't hear me before, we're using a round TheraBand or a banded one, or tie one up. And then we're gonna use the 9-inch squishy ball, sometimes called a Gertie ball. Okay, and then just use your roll down. And then you're gonna walk out into a plank, slide those shoulder blades down the spine, depress the scapula. Good. And then make sure that core is on. On those exhales, tighten that corset around your center. 1 more. And then walk your knees underneath you. And turn around. You're gonna lie on back. And you can put that ball right under your heels here. And I just want you to check in that that feels like an okay spot for your low back. You don't want to go past neutral. You could be imprinted and you could be in neutral. If you want a bit more back support, bend the knees with the feet on the ball. Okay, and the ball could be anything. You could get any kind of cushion from a couch or your bed. All right, let's circle the arms around behind your head, knit the fingers together, and start our upper ab curls here. Exhales up, pull navel to spine, inhale down. Good. Okay, let's go 5 and 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Now bend the knees, scoot that ball under your feet, still. Yeah, you guys got it. And then we're gonna go into heel lifts and lowers here. I just want you to work those low abs for a couple of beats here, and I'm gonna make it harder. This next one, you really need to engage the low abs and not the hip flexors, okay? And now start to walk your ball away from you until you can straighten your legs and rest your heels on it again, okay? You're gonna open up the ankles, grab that ball between the ankles and lift. Yeah, okay? Check your low back is okay here. I want you probably an imprinted. And then we're gonna lower the feet, exhale, lift, lower, exhale, lift. Really monitoring your low back here, because as you fatigue, that's probably where you'll get sloppy and use. Okay, bend the knees if this is too challenging. We've got 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And then bend the knees, bring the knees into your chest, and then rock left and right here a bit. Good. Now I'm gonna either hold the front of my knees or right behind the knees, the low thighs. Let's take this into rolling like a ball with that ball between our ankles. Okay, let's roll back and forth 4 times. You want to make sure you have room behind you to roll. 3 more times. Have some fun with this one. Try not to let your feet fly up. And then pause in your balance point up here. Take that ball behind the heels. So now you won't be able to flare feet or you'll lose the ball. If you do, no big deal, just reset it. Okay, and then let's hold the ankles, press and roll back. Exhale, pull navel to spine. Let's go 6 more times. And this is 5, 4. Remember, we only roll to shoulder blades, not up on the neck. And 2, and 1. Good. And then pause. These balls, I'm just checking everybody has them. I bought a bunch from Amazon and I have them here. They're only, this style is only like 12, but you can get them on Amazon. So anyways, or you can get them from Toys R Us. That's perfect, Reggie. Good. Okay. Now hold your ball in between the hands or a cushion, any kind of old prop, and open the feet, shoulder distance apart, and let's roll down with the ball. Okay. 4 roll-ups with the ball, 4 roll downs with the ball. A little bit different of a feel. Slide those shoulder blades down the whole time. Good, and 1 more. And then when you come to sitting, put the ball between your ankles 1 more time. And see if you can keep your feet on the floor as you roll down and roll up. We're doing another 4 here. Squeezing the ball, pressing the heels into the floor, maybe doing a nice stretch here at the top, and then back on down we go. Okay, you can use your usual modifications if you need some help, which is bending the knees and holding behind the thighs. Okay, we've got 1 more left. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna hold on to the ball, put it behind the mid to low back. Okay, and you can put your forearms on the floor here. All right, now bring your legs up into tabletop. Good. Okay, we're gonna do bicycles. So sending one leg out, touching the floor, straightening the other leg and bringing it through. Just trying to work your whole abdominal chain in different orientations here. And we're gonna go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and then let's reverse it. If you can, scrape the heels on the floor. That's very classical Pilates, and it'll get you more into the back line of your legs if you can scrape the heels on the floor. And we'll go 5, woo, feeling that burn. 4, keep pulling navel to spine, and 2, and 1. Great. Okay, you can take the ball away and put it back between the knees. Legs in tabletop, hands behind the head. Let's upper ab curl up and pause. Rotate to look at the right side of the room. 12 pulses here. Staying on the same side. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. Getting the left armpit to right hip pocket, obliques, all working for you. Last 2. Come through center and lower. Nice long breath here. Next, exhale, upper ab curl up, and now rotate to look left. Let's start our pulses here. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. From right armpit to left hip pocket, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Come center and lower, and then lower the head, that is. And then if you have your band and want to use it today, you'll put it around your low thighs, just above the knees. Ball is nearby, but not under anything or in use right now. And then let's start with some pelvic curls here. Reaching your arms down towards your feet, rocking your pelvis towards your nose and away. And it's up to you if you want to do that low back curve here. But either way, I want you warming up the abs even more, working that muscle engagement and coordination. Pause in your pelvic curl and we'll do seesaw. One hip bone towards the ceiling and one towards the floor. Let's go 8, 7. Maybe your hands go to your lower stomach, seeing if you can feel those abdominals work. Giving yourself a touch cue. Last 2 and 1. And then your hip hikes with a pretty long hold on each side. Hip hike, hold, switch, hip hike, hold, and switch. Hold, because I really want you to feel what it's like when those obliques turn on. Just work that coordination and hold. 6, 5, 4, you still in that slight pelvic curl. 2 and 1. And then we go in 4 pelvic clocks to direction number 1 here. This is pelvic clock number 3. And your last one. And then reverse. 4 and 3. Where are things easy today? This is 2. Where are they challenging? And last one. Good. All right, your choice if you do mobility or stability style bridges. But I want you to start lifting hips on exhale, inhale, lower. Seeing if you can get some stretch through the hip flexors and the quads, but don't lift the ribs too high. So really working that hip lift, but not so much the ribs. Good. And then we always do one-legged bridge series in these Friday classes. So go ahead and lower your hips to the floor, hug the knees to chest, one more low back stretch. Take some nice deep breaths. We're going to use all that oxygen. And then put your squishy ball underneath the right foot. Left foot is just ready to go on the mat. Okay. You're going to gear up to use your lat. So good press through the elbows and palms, and then lift and lower, trying to keep the hip bones even. So a little different than having one leg in, say, tabletop, but harder to work the stability. Good. Let's go 6 more. Total of 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in your bridge. Now lift the right leg into tabletop. Bring the right leg to the side and open, almost like a clam, and close. Open and close. Open. Getting that side hip to work, not the hip flexor. Side hip, glute med, glute min. And 4, 3, 2, 1. We have one last piece with this moving right leg. Now, slide your ball in and out with the right leg. Slide it in line with that right hip socket, not on midline. And 7, drag it in through the heel. 6, 5. You guys are doing so good. Good job. 3 and 2. Good, and last one. All right, and then lower to the floor. Let's cross the left ankle over the right knee. Bring the right knee into tabletop. So this is stretching out your left glute that just worked really hard. Okay, so find that good glute stretch. It's a little different with the band on. And then circle the hands behind your head. Get ready for upper ab curls. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, up and hold. Rotate again to look at that left knee and pulses here for 12, 11, 10, 9. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2 again. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Good. And then bring your head and shoulders back down. Okay. Now your feet come out of figure 4. And you'll grab your ball and put it under your left foot. Right heel is nice and prepped, anchored into the floor. Check your waist is equally long on both sides, and you start in neutral And then stability bridge up with that left foot on the ball. And then lower. Let's go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Really press up from that back line of the legs. Keep the hip bones level. Last one, hold and lift the left leg into tabletop here, and then bring it to the left side of the room, keeping those hip bones the same height, working that glute med. Out and in you go. Exhale out, stabilize through that right underside. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now left foot comes down to that squishy ball. And then bring the foot in and out and in. If you lose the ball, no biggie. Keep working through that right heel so you don't go into the low back. And 4, 3, 2, track up with that left hip socket, mount midline. Last one. Oof, bring that ball in and then lower the torso. Okay, now we're gonna plant the left foot on the floor. Bring the right ankle in front of left knee. So we're getting our glute stretch going on that right side. Bring the left leg into tabletop. Should feel like a good right glute stretch. Bring your hands behind your head one more time. Exhale up into the curl. Rotate, look at that right knee. Pulses here. We got this. Last set of pulses, guys. Inhales for 2. Exhale, one more time. And center and lower. Great. Okay, let's go into some side lying work. You can start on quote, good shoulder. Great time actually to grab some water. And then your ball's gonna be nearby still. And your choice if you wanna have your band on or not. Okay, keep this elbow nice and safe under that shoulder blade. And let's just get going with fire hydrant. Work the gracefulness today, that this ankle isn't just passively coming along, it's really trying to flow nicely with the knee, and keep that kneecap pointing forward versus turned out. Good. Let's turn these into triple pulses. Lift, hold, 3, 2, 1. Inhale down, exhale, 3, 2, 1, and down. Depress the scapula one more time. Proudly lift out of the floor. And then one more set of triple pulses. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now lift and hold, only hip bone distance off the floor. You don't need to go higher than that. Alignment issues will happen. Inhale, bring the knee forward. Exhale, stabilize the torso, bring the heel back. Inhale forward, exhale on back. Awesome. Okay, let's do 3 more singles. Really working that torso stability. 1 more single. Yeah. Okay, and then triple pulses. Inhale forward, exhale, stabilize, 3, 2, 1, back. Inhale forward, 3, 2, 1. Inhale forward, and 3, 2, 1. 1 more set, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, I'm gonna have a side lie lift. So we're gonna lift out of this bottom side. The legs can have a break here, but if you don't wanna give the legs a break and take it up and level, you can lift that top leg as you're doing your side lying lifts. Okay, let's go 5 and 4, 3. This is just good old fashioned, really hard work. Keep it up, ladies. Last one, and then lower nice and slow. Okay, so this is where things get a little new and different. You can take your band off for a bit, and then you'll take your ball and put it underneath your ribs here. And then you're gonna bring your hands behind your head, okay? Straighten your legs out here. And this is just that small amount of instability is going to make it harder to stabilize the torso, therefore more ab work. We've done these before. You're tapping behind you, tapping in front of you, trying not to move the outline of your torso. On the inside, lots of abs are happening. And if you've been watching your feet, look forward. Make sure your neck is not too far forward. You want to be pressing the back of your head into your hands. Good. Okay, and then if it's getting too much to manage, you can always hold the hip socket, or that top hand can press in front of you. Good. All right, now bring the heels together, bottom toes on your mat, and see if you can bring your arm in front of you, and then to your side, and then in front of you, and to your side. If you need to put more of your bottom foot on the mat, I'll allow it, that's okay. But this is the classical version we're building towards. Okay, now I'm gonna add back in our top leg. As my arm comes forward, my top leg goes back. Today is about going slow and steady. So don't do it too fast, it'll be too easy. What happens when you go slow? Can you find that control all the way through? Let's go 7. This back part of my top leg is really working. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then usually I torture us with pretty small circles. Today I'm gonna do a bigger circle. It's a little bit like a capital D though. And then to have some mercy, that top hand can come in front of you. Yeah, gosh, I wish we were in person. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. 2 more circles this orientation, go slow. Today I'm allowing a really big range of motion, so you need to go slow to find it and not fall off the ball. Okay, let's reverse. Going back, up and around nice and slow. This is the ultimate, hands behind the head. And your body's really got to have time to think through these things and do them. 3. Good. And 2. Awesome. And then 1. Good. Okay. From here, I'm going to take the ball and put it between the ankles and go back to side lying. Uh-oh, what do I have up my sleeve here? And then we're going to lift the ball. So it's going to be a lot of inner thighs on that bottom leg. Careful, this isn't making you drop that hip back. That's a different movement. Here, we're just trying to slide very lateral and keep the hip bones stacked. So see if you can locate and activate that top line of obliques. Good, let's go 5, 4. Squeeze the ball, get the inner thighs. Now 2 and 1. Okay, and then you can bend the knees up, put the ball out of the way, and I'm taking my top ankle in front of my bottom knee. This is a sideways version of figure 4 stretch. You can press out on that top knee. Woo, there's a lot of burn there, lactic acid that's trying to clear. You can help massage it or tap it out. Good. Okay, and then from here, bring your knees in front of you, sit up, and then we'll sit to side 2. And remember, we started all of this with the band on. So if you did the band on the other side, put it back on so you develop the muscles in a nice balanced way. And then we're up on the elbow here. Okay, if this second shoulder is not happy here, you can be here while we're doing all the leg work or here. Okay, but we started with fire hydrants. And I really wanted you to work having the ankle and knee lift together nice and graceful. So do that on this side too. Part of the reason is I want the kneecaps facing forward So you're working this glute complex, not the hip flexors. 2 more singles, and then we'll go into triple pulses. Good. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Good. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. One more time. 3, 2, 1. And now bring that knee in front of you and behind you on an exhale. Stay really stable through this whole piece. The knee and ankle are not very high. They're only that top hip bone height off the floor. Good. Just doing singles here. Let's go 4 back. Inhale forward. 3. Don't arch the back. Pull navel to spine as you press back. 1 more single. Good. And now a triple pulse. Inhale forward. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Stay really grounded and still in that bottom side. And 3, 2, 1. 2 more sets. And 3, 2, 1. Great. Okay, and then the band comes off. And then the ball goes under the ribs. Lengthen out your legs. Make sure you're not going to kick any water, coffee over like I almost did. And then hands behind the head. If it gets too unstable, of course, hand can come to hip or in front of you. This is where I want you guys to start with your tap fronts and tap backs. Stabilizing on that ball. This forces you to lift out of the floor in such a lovely way that you get the abs on. And then remember, the rest of the series is about slow and methodical. Going fast is too easy. Slow, slow, slow. Even if that's not your natural rhythm. Good, 2 more. And then these become a circle. Very slow and smooth. Back up in here, quite a bit of posterior chain glute work. Up and around, glute, glute, glute. Keep that knee straight. 2 more. And then we're going to switch directions. Back, up, around to the front. 5 more. And you should still be feeling the work in the glutes. If you're feeling it in the hip flexors, note if it's a muscle tiredness or if it's a stretching tiredness. If it's a muscle tiredness, check that you're not turning that leg out too much. Bring it back more into parallel and then press into the heel and flex the ankle. 1 more rep here. Good. And then the legs rest for a moment. And you're going to bring that top arm in front of you, bring it down to the hip, repeat. In front, depress the scapula, reach forward. Good. Now we're going to add in that top leg going back as we reach the arm forward. Everything comes back. Reach away. Together. 6 and 5 and 4. 3, 2, good, and then 1. Great. All right, let's return to being on our backs. Take the ball and put it between the ankles. And instead of using TheraBands for feet and strap work, today we're going to use this ball. Pause before the thighs come past 90 degrees to the ceiling. And we're going to press up in our frog, holding that ball between the heels or the ankles, toes turned out, heels pointed in. Okay, work those low abs here. It's fine to be imprinted. Let's go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Okay, and then I want you just to do a little spatial check. that you're not going to hit a wall if you open the legs up. So you may need to move your mat slightly. And then we're going to place the ball underneath your tailbone. Sometimes I do this in the Sunday class with the foam roller. So if this feels familiar from that, good. And this is mimicking feet and straps with the ball under the tailbone. Bring the feet, the knees up into your chest here, imprint and lengthen the low back, and then bring the legs into tabletop. So let's activate those low abs a bit more. We're gonna really need them to stay stable and safe. So I'm doing my toe taps here. They will not feel good if you arch the low back. Stay in that imprinted, think long spine. And you can press elbows and palms into the mat for some lat dorsa support, lat support. Okay, let's go 10. Exhale up, inhale down, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So the squishier the ball, the more unstable it is here. So you can try it with different amounts of inflation and just get different advantages out of each kind of inhalation, how full the ball is. Good, this is your last set here. Okay, and then I'm gonna straighten feet up towards the ceiling and open into a V, get some inner thigh stretch, inner thigh work to bring the legs back together. Let's stay turned out. So heels in, toes out, and go 5. Work on that really stable trunk. 4, 3. So the legs are doing these big movements, but the trunk and the pelvis are really stable. Good. And now toes lead out, pause, toes lead in. So we're rotating the femurs and the hip sockets. And keep going. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2. Good. And then last one. And then pause in your V here. We're going to do legs from the breaststroke of swimming. Bend the knees, bring the heels together, press out with heels connected, open to a V, bend knees, heels together, and press out. This should be in the deep recesses of your brain. We did this a lot in reformer classes, just doing frog legs from good old breaststroke swimming. All right, one more time all the way through, and then you'll pause. Bring that V together. Frog the legs in, wide frog, V, heels together, bend the knees in, wide frog, V, heels together. Try and find it on your own here for 3. Ooh, are your low abs still working? Activate them if they fell asleep. And one more. Unlike feet and straps on the reformer, our legs can move in different directions now. So bring one foot over nose, the other foot away from you. Not so big your low back involves. And then just scissor. Passing by each other, maintaining a nice midline. Good. I've chosen pointed toes. So give that a good try. Staying stable on that ball is a lot of ab work. So don't try and eliminate the jostle. Good. Okay, now we're going to play around with pointing toes on the way down. One foot flexes on the way up and flexes on the way up. The other points. Going slow enough that you can get the choreography right. Good. All right, let's take this into helicopters. Helicopters are circling the legs, straight line as they pass by each other, half circle the legs. Straighten those knees for me. Go slow that you can work on the choreography. Okay, we're going to reverse direction. So straight legs go by each other, pause, return to where they came. Good, and we'll go 5. And 4. And 3. 2. And then 1. And then hug the knees to chest here. Roll the back and forth a couple of times. Good. If you've come off the ball enough, you can just lift it away. If not, sensibly bring your feet back to the floor. Pelvic curl while you do that, and then lift the hips up and you can bring the ball out. Good. Okay, and then from here, let's do some back extension work. So you're gonna roll over onto your stomachs, put the ball underneath. Good. Okay, let's warm up this whole back system. Always on your exhales, you're gonna pull your navel away from the floor. You should feel like you have more room. It's gonna be more pronounced doing that with your chest on the ball. If you didn't have a ball, you could just rest your chest on the floor. Don't worry, this is just like an add-on, not a must-have. Okay, then let's start squeezing the shoulder blades together and hovering the hands. I have my elbows bent, my palms are just to the sides of the shoulders. The back of my head is reaching and long. That's your chin nod in this plane of motion. Let's go 6 more. Always pulling navel away from the floor. It feels kind of strange at first, but you'll get used to it. And 3, 2, 1, and hold. Reach the arms straight over ears. Bend those elbows down. Reach overhead, back line of the body. Think of pulling a bar towards you as you bend those elbows down and in. 6, 5, pull navel to spine. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now check your space if you have room to reach to the sides. You may need to bend your elbows if your space is too tight here, okay? We're gonna reach overhead, pull navel to spine, circle those arms around, then bend the elbows through. Circle, reach and circle, okay? And then if your space is tight, you just bend your elbows wherever you need to. Let's go 5 more. Squeezing through those shoulder blades, back line of the body. Low back is protected because you're pulling navel to spine. And 2, good, and 1. All right, we're here. Let's do some more work with the ball. And we're gonna do that by coming into quadruped here. And I'm gonna start with the ball behind my right leg. Okay, same movement if you don't have a ball today. Let's really pull that navel to spine and then do 10 sternum drops here just so we get those rotator cuff muscles awake and working. It's the small muscles of the rotator cuff, squeezing the shoulder blades together and pressing apart. And we'll go 4, 3, 2, pause, pressed apart on 1. Think of that all 4 box of your shoulders and your hip sockets, and then bring that right heel up, squeezing your ball, and then down. Good. It can be tricky to keep the abs on the whole time. If you feel that low back pinch and activate, you know you're missing something with the abs. Maybe you don't go as high, pull that navel up into your body. Pulling your navel away from the floor. Good. Maybe getting some hip flexor stretch here. And 4. And 3. Good. Slow and steady today. And then pause on this last one. We're going to pulse here. You pulse by kicking your heel into the ball, into your tush. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now that right knee comes back underneath you. And then it's like a fire hydrant here. You lift your knee to the side of the room, trying not to lose the ball. But you're going to have humor if you do lose the ball and try and reset it. This is humbling and fun, I hope. All right, let's go 4 and 3, 2, last one. Good. All right, now let's put that ball under the left side, between the calf and the thigh. 1 or 2 more sternum drops, so we reactivate that feeling of stable shoulder blades. Shoulder blades squeeze down the spine, and now lift that left heel behind you. Exhale, pull navel to spine. Stay out of the low back, work that core. And 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Now pause up here and pulse. Squeeze that heel to your tush. Get the glute and the hammy good and tired. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep the knee underneath you, and now reach it to the left side of the room. So sideways, guys, it's a lot like a fire hydrant. Here. Good. 8, 7, don't lean too much into your right side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's stretch out our hip flexors here. So you can come to kneeling, put the ball to the side, and let's bring that left foot forward. I do want your right kneecap nice and comfortable here. If you need to pad it, please do. Good, and then lift up the right arm. Careful your low back isn't arched here. Neutral and imprinted are both just fine. Okay, and then spend a little time, you can drop the hands, making sure the hip bones are the same height and that one isn't slightly twisted or rotated forward. A lot of us are getting really mobile from all the stretching, or we may have dominant sides, and just to be able to catch yourself doing those things is such a good practice. Let's slightly side bend, reaching to the left here. Good. One more big breath into the right side. And then take that side bend away. You can lower the arms, rotate so your chest and your eyes are looking to the right side of the room here. You can press the inside of the left knee. We're looking for that inner thigh stretch on your front leg. And depress those scapulas as you're doing this. Work on that nice core organization. Good, one more breath here. And then look straight forward. Straighten the left knee. Find a way to balance, whether it's your hands on the floor or a low piece of furniture or wall. Toes are off the floor. This is your left side calf and hamstring stretch. Great. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So now getting that left knee underneath you and comfortable, pat it up if need be. And then bringing that right foot in front of you. Good. So we're creating that left side hip flexor stretch and lifting up the left arm. All right, and then just a gentle side bend, reaching this left arm to the right side of your room. Bringing your breath into the left side of your lungs. One more. And then take that side bend away. Find the bony landmarks of your hip bones. Do a little check. Are they the same height off the floor? Is one twisted? Any perceptions you have there are very helpful. And then we'll rotate the torso, looking to the left side of your room. You can take the inside of the palm, press it to the inside of the right knee. And then think of making some space in that right hip socket as you're stretching the inner thigh. Good, one more breath here. And then you'll look center, lengthen out that front leg, right knee goes straight, and then the toes come off the floor. Hands can go wherever you need them to balance. This is when yoga blocks and a stool are really helpful, or an ottoman or a coffee table. Good, 1 or 2 more long breaths here. Good. All right, and then from here, I'm going to play around with some standing exercises. So go ahead and come to upright, bring your ball and your band with you. I'm going to move my mat out of the way because I do not like to court trouble with my clumsiness. And this one also works if you have tied a long TheraBand. You just want to be careful not to trip on it. It's intense, so if you do it without a TheraBand, that is fine. That you'll get something out of this. These are squats, and it's called crab walking. So I've taken the band and I put it around my feet, not my ankles. So you see there, it's around the legs. Okay. And then I'm going to take my heels at least shoulder distance apart. Okay, and then I'm going to practice some squats here. Can I send my tush behind me without falling over? The ultimate is not to bring the torso very close to the floor. You want to be as upright as you can, putting this plane of motion, your torso and your lower leg bones, as parallel diagonal lines. Yeah. Good. Okay, so returning to this view. Now I'll triple pulse and stand, triple pulse and stand, triple pulse, then hold here. Okay, you're going to turn your toes just a bit in. Heels are going to be wider than toes. And then we crab walk here. Walk to the side. Yes. So a good crab doesn't lift their hip as they go. A good crab lifts the leg and the hip bones stay level. And it's this goofy lateral walk. And maybe after 5 reps, you're screaming, what the hell? This is so hard. And that's a good thing. You want to feel these medial hip muscles have to work for their lunge. Good. And that lactic acid will really build up. And then you take a break and you do something else, and then you come back and do another set. Okay. Trying one more time here. You guys got it. Keep on inhaling. Turn those toes in, heels out. Good. Taking a break whenever you need to. Good. All right. And then you can remove the band from your feet here a bit. And then you're going to take your ball and hold on to something, windowsill, door, chair that doesn't have wheels. I'm putting this behind my right thigh and calf. And then I'm going to do some circles here. So front view. This is, of course, from Booty Bar. But Booty Bar was developed by a master Pilates instructor, so they all flow. Stay away from any hip clicking. Find a good spot to pause and then reverse here. Good. All right, now let's do that with the left leg. And then out and around here. My body is one that I easily have hip clicking. So it's part of why I give these cues to find a good range of motion where you're not grinding bone on bone. And you're not irritating any bursa sacs. Good. Find a nice place to pause and then you'll reverse. And then trying not to hip hike as you go. Good. And then from here, we didn't do this on the other side. We will in a second. We're gonna do our dead man lifts, which we did last week. So my right supporting leg is pretty straight, and you're gonna feel that stretch where the glute and the hammy connect, and then standing up. Good. Just hinging at the hips here. Good. You're looking for that stretch point in the glute and hammy on the right leg, the standing leg. And 3. Good. And 2. Maybe no hands. And 1. Okay, let's switch to the other side. So ball goes behind the right leg. Hey, Liz and Melissa, we're just wrapping up here. And then going over enough in that hip hinge on the left leg, you feel that connection point, that stretch, glute and hammy. 5 more. As you get more and more balanced, hands go out to the sides of the room, maybe not holding on to anything. Good, and 2. And 1. Great, okay. And then you can thank your ball for all of its assistance and torture and challenge today. And we'll end with a roll down, or if you're just logging on for booty bar, you're gonna start with a roll down. And then see if that is a closer distance to the floor for you. Really pat your guys' selves on the back. It made you go slow today. And thank you. I hope it was a fun kind of challenge. Have a fantastic weekend if you're clicking off. And as always, 9 o'clock on Sundays is our stretch and our ab work. And thanks for sheltering in place with me. All right, I'm just gonna get a few more things set up. You're always welcome to stay on for our booty bar cardio.
Virginia, can I ask a quick question about a position?
Yes.
So when we're at the bar and we've done the battement that goes straight front and straight back, right?
Uh-huh.
The thing that's more diagonal to the side, can you show me that alignment? Because is it basically like what I don't understand is the relationship of your standing leg. Is your standing leg turned out and where you're kicking is kind of like a small second position? Or are you?
Yeah. So I think of both of them as starting in first, heels together, toes apart. And booty bar first is like a Pilates V. It's not as far to the sides as you can go. So when I say first, I mean, yeah, booty bar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm Pilates first. And so first position into Grand Battement. Okay. Yeah. And then first position into Grand Battement diagonal.
So ideally your standing hip is still facing, your standing inside hip is still straight. It's not like you're turning your whole body out. It's just your leg to second. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
thank you for asking.
So your leg is kind of halfway between in front. It's on a diagonal. It's not straight to the side.
Yeah, and there really won't, in the booty bar world, there won't be a turn that hip out so much to the side, which I imagine there is in classical ballet. And we just don't do it on our non-15-year-old bodies.
That's okay with me.
Okay, there are moves that, is it Tandu or PK, we go to the side, but it's not all about the turnout. It's more about the side travel. All right, so if it agrees with your body, start with a standing roll down. Liz, you can start with a hinge. One of these days, you and I need to catch up again what the latest is. And because I think you said you saw your doc. So, okay. And then I'm going to get our music going while you guys get that stretch on. As always with the music, if the microphone to music ratio is not great, let me know. And today's toys are going to be our usual, our mat, our bar, small dumbbells, 1 pounders, 3 pound is actually really quite heavy, and then this ball here. All right, get ready to sweat. Maybe have a last sip or two of water, and then we'll start with our close and opens and closes.
Did you change your mind about the slider?
I think slider was for Tuesday, but we'll be using it another day. Apologies. You okay with equipment otherwise?
Yep, I've got it all.
You've got it all. The home gym that fits in a shoebox. Okay. Close and open and close. And we are using that external hip rotation here, but it's a reasonable turnout. It's a Pilates V. Good. And then pause with the toes turned into that Pilates V. And we'll go into just first position plies here, like you're sliding up and down a wall, abs are on, pelvis is in neutral, shoulders are over hips. Good. And we'll go 3 and 2 and 1, and then bring those feet together in parallel, and we'll go 8 more plies, 7, 6, a little more challenging here to stay upright, but I like how these get the VMOs working. 3 and 2 and 1, pause, return to your turnout, and then you're going to step away from your bar. So let's say this is going out to your right. Good, just your transfers. If you want, you can add in some arms. Being creative. All right, and 3 and 2 and 1. Now step out and hold, and we'll make the left side the mover. Okay. Usually we don't need the bars for this, but surely if you do, you could have it over on to your right side. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll return to the right. And we're going to do our turbo pulses. 3, 2, 1, coming in. And 3, 2, 1, still traveling right. 3, 2, 1, one more set, traveling right. 3, 2, 1, and then step out to the right and bring that left leg in. And we'll triple pulse left. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. One more time. And then we're gonna just do singles. Good, just singles here. Moving across the floor. And 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Good, and then 1. Now hold a second position. Then we'll go into our plies here. Shoulders still stacked over hips. Careful not to send the tailbone back. We want to be in that neutral. And 4, 3, 2, pause on 1. Let's lift the right heel and lower. Press into all 5 toes. It's that kitten heel, not your stiletto. And 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Now your left. 8, 7, 6. Sit a little deeper. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 4 again on the right. And 3, 2, 1. 4 on the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Doubles. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now singles. And we'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. And then lift those heels and lower. Together. 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And then hinge at the hips, and we're gonna bounce. Good. 8, 7, 6. You can raise the arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Add a bit more arms for a second set. Help hitch a ride. So lifting those thumbs as you bend knees deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms are gonna float on down. Straighten knees and then bend. This one's called Cougar. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Liz, check you're in a flat back. And then we're gonna rotate towards our right foot. Let's make sure our feet are hip bone distance apart now, not too narrow. Bend into your front knee. Now straighten it. Front knee is right. Flat back, if you can. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to upright. So you're in a lunge or prayer crescent position and bend into that front knee a bit more. That creates your hip flexor stretch here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now reach your arms down. Liz, I'm just switching sides if you don't want to roll down. Okay, and then through plank, left leg goes in front. And we start with those lunge presses here. Press more into that left knee. Now straighten it. Press, straighten, press, straighten for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we come up into our crescent shape. Good. Crescent pose. And then pulsing again into that front knee, keeping this back leg straight. Heels are off the floor. Gives you a hip flexor stretch. Good. And 3, 2, and 1. Arms are gonna come back down to the floor. Take it into a plank here. Let me rotate, you guys can see better. It's gonna be 1, 2 up to down dog, 1, 2 to plank, 1, 2 to plank, 1, 2 to down dog. Depress the scapula as you go. Keep those rotator cuffs safe. Good, 3 more. Melissa, you can use round spine between these. Liz, this is just where you keep practicing neutral, even as you move. And then last one. Now we're gonna lift the right leg. Lift that right leg as you go into a down dog. Pause there, pulse. 1 line from ankle to ear. Pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it back to plank. Right foot comes to the floor. Left leg is gonna lift. And we press it up and back. Good. And 8, 7 pulses. Finding that glute connection, pulling navel to spine. 3, and 2, and 1. Return to your plank, both feet on the ground. And then your choice how to come to upright, flat back if you need it. Good, couple of shoulder rolls here. Okay, let's go into a round of isometric work and then we'll do our arm work. So isometric is gonna start with rolling through the feet, heels together, toes apart. Good, and then plies, getting that knee alignment, kneecaps over first and second toes. Plie, pause, lift your heels, straighten legs, lower heels, bend knees, lift heels, straighten and lower. Awesome. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Pause here, bring those heels together. Check you're in your kitten heel, not your Saturday night stiletto, and then bend and straighten knees. Attempt to stay in that neutral here, not to tilt under. Good. And then if you want more cardio, you can add on that arm work. We're going 4, 3, 2, 1. And now triple pulses. We got this. 3, 2, 1. Straighten. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those heels together. 3, 2, 1. Straighten. 3, 2, 1. Good. 2 more sets. Good. Okay, and then our grand plies. So we bend knees, go a little bit deeper, stay in that neutral, and then straighten. 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up, 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up. The heel lift is definitely your choice. Just squeeze those heels together. Have healthy feet. All 5 toes are weight bearing. Probably the biggest connection into your first and second. Good. And then let's go a little faster. That deepness in just 1 count. 6. Try not to tip forward. 4. Depress the scapula. 2. And that's your last one. Okay. And then booty hips. So you have soft knees here. And make it about the obliques. And let's just make sure this feels okay to your body to be hip hiking and moving your low back that much. You could do another set of plies. Good. So it's that hip hiking on purpose. All right, and then we're gonna go quicker tempo. Good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check you're still in a neutral, not tilted under or back, and then we'll travel down. Good, and 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 more sets. Keep on breathing, building that heat, getting kind of sweaty. Great job. Okay, and then prance it out in parallel for a minute. Let that lactic acid clear. And we'll start our second position series. So heels wider, toes apart in second. Back to plies. Then hold this next plie. Lift the heels, straighten, lower heels. Bend knees, lift heels, straighten. Good. And you can add on arms. They'll lift your heart rate even more. Good. I'm gonna take the arm away, too many things going on. And 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Hold in that elevate and bend the knees here. Like you're sliding up and down a wall, spine's in neutral. Good, and then to tempo. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. And then we're gonna pulse. If you need to bring the heels down, that's fine. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, and up. Good. Invite the work in that back line. Careful it's not too easy to use your quads and your hip flexors. Work on that neuromuscular programming. 3, 2, 1, 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1, again. 3, 2, 1, and then heels come down. Plie again, but heels stay down and your pelvic tilts here. Lots of ab work. It is low back flexion, so be careful with that. Good, and then a little faster. 4, 3, 2, 1 again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, take a breath, lift the arms up in the air. And this is gonna be our arm work. See if you can do it through the shoulder blades, not the neck. Back to your plie and add that pelvic tilt in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands to the inside of the knees. Make this one about the legs moving, not the pelvis. Pressing those knees out. Outer thigh here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then your straddle stretch, staying in your neutral back, neutral spine if you need to. If your spine is healthy, you sure can round here. 2 more long breaths. And then walk your feet together and come to upright sensibly. Get a sip of water, and then let's grab our weights. As always, you want light weights because it's a long fulcrum out here. So it's like a much heavier weight if it was closer into your body than if it was closer into your body. And as always, focus on the form. If it gets to be too difficult with the weights, put the weights down and focus on the form. Heels together, toes apart. And then you can be an elevate if you choose. Palms will turn down. This is your teed, and you won't go higher than this, and then lower. Lift from the shoulder blades here. And 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Pause here, and then your overhead press. Explosions go off in those shoulder blades versus pulling through the neck. Exhale up. Good. Inhales down. Exhale up. Shoulder blades drop down as you press those arms up. We've got 2 more. And 1. And then some rhomboid work. Start with the elbows in front of shoulders. Exhale, emphasize the open. Good. Keep the elbows high. Better to have elbows high, not holding any weights. And then not letting the chest swing. Good. Are you holding those arms up from shoulder blades? Great. If they're being held up from the neck, try and adjust. And 3, squeeze those shoulder blades. Last one. And then pulling that lat bar down. Pulling down from the ceiling. Sliding shoulder blades down deeper. Working the underside of the arm. And then always core, because we don't want ribs flaring. 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And then feet come together in parallel and go into your flat back squat. These are just your slides. So not a great movement as shoulders come forward, but pretty darn great movement if you depress those scapula. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go into a triple pulse. 3, 2, 1, together. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Good, keep it up. Sit a little deeper into that flat back squat. 2 more sets. 1 more. Good, and then we're gonna cross and pull. So we make the X, first pull, now switch which hand is in front. Good, switch again. And then let's kick up our rhythm here. Grip nice and tight through pinky and ring finger, thumb and index finger, not my concern or not my interest. We press those scapula, sit a little deeper. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good job. Yeah, that's it. And then down here, just lengthen those arms, press palms behind you. Let's do our tricep press here. Good. Something new. So check those scapula are depressed and pause. And then those front bottom ribs are really pulled in tight into your body. And then open and close here. Open and close, side view. You wouldn't want to be forward at all. We're working that joint stability. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face in again. Stand up and swing the arms forward. Press and squat back, and you can always lift one knee now when we stand. 8, 7, do a tricep press on the way back. 6, tricep press. 5, core on. 4, core on. 3, 2, 1, joint stability, and then come to standing here. Okay, a couple of shoulder rolls. And then we go into our presents. Toes apart, heels together, maybe in a releve. Good. And then pause. So this next one, I'm gonna switch to a lighter weight. Those were 3s. I'm gonna do 1s. Feel free to do no weight. Okay, we're gonna go into another present and hold. And then little circles here. Work on that joint stability. So this humerus bone is nicely seated yet gliding in the rotator cuff and reverse. Good. Long fulcrums make for tired arms. Last one. And then from here we go into a bicep curl. Woo, good job. 6 and 5, 4, 3 and 2. Good. And 1. All right. And then from here, back to parallel feet, back to that flat back squat. And then we go into like a scarecrow arms. This is called windshield wipers. Squeeze those scapula down the spine. If this bothers your rotator cuffs, return to cross and pull, okay? Good. 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Drop the arms. Stand tall. Find your neutral again. Toes apart, heels together, maybe into your releve. Circles. Just because you guys know my work so well, I'm going to have you give me that L grip. This one. As you do the circles. Really want to work that lower part, that line into shoulder blades. 2 more circles and then we'll reverse. Check the shoulders don't destabilize up. Squeeze those shoulder blades down. Good. Squeeze those shoulder blades down. 5, 4, 3. Squeeze those heels together. 2, and 1. All right, and then another set of presents here, presenting out from those shoulder blades, and lots of core stability. Pull navel to spine, inhale down. Pull navel to spine. And 3, 2, 1, and hold. Now circular overhead press. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. I'm gonna kneel. You guys stay upright. I just want you to see my arms. This is your skull crusher. The tricep press here. Back of the upper arm bone. Usually the biggest flaw is chest comes forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your present and bend the elbows. Another set of bicep presses. If those are too trying on the shoulders, you can do your bicep press down here. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then step wider in parallel and bend the knees. Torso still upright. This is your boxing. Work that torso stability like you're kneeling on the reformer. 8, 7. Punch out from the shoulder blade, not the neck. 3, 2, 1. Catch your breath. And then we'll add rotation. Throw that punch out from the back body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we get to put our weights down. So from here, we'll return to the leg work. We're going to repeat the isometrics, having the bar on our other side. Just think of this as endurance work too. Okay? Heels together, toes apart. Tuesday's class, I believe we did 2 sets of arms instead. So we know that's something you guys can ask for. Let's roll through the feet, bend the knees, lift the heels, straighten, lower. Bend knees, lift heels, straighten, lower. One more time. Good. And then we're going to go a bit faster. Good. Distinct pieces, but fluid. If you want a higher heart rate, you can do lifting the arm. 2 more. 1 more. Pause with the heels lifted, legs straight. Bring those heels together. Check you're in a kitten heel, not a stiletto. And then bend the knees. Good. Stay in that nice neutral pelvis. And then our pulses. Pause. 3, 2, 1. Straighten. Squeeze those heels together. Get those inner thighs burning. Good. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, and straighten. 2 more sets. Good. Last one. And then our grand plie. So we go down for 2, up for 2. Down for 2, up for 2. Muscles are getting tired, but they're a little bit more coordinated on this second set. Check that those scapula are depressed. Pelvis is in neutral. Good. So now let's go up and down for 1. Down for 1, up for 1 versus down for 2. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Woo, that burned. Last one. And then your booty hips here. So heels are together, probably still lifted, and working those obliques here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Travel it down. Travel it up. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Amy's missing today. She's got a migraine, so let's send her some good thoughts. 1 more. 1 last rep here. Woo. Good. Okay, and then walk this on out. Prance it. We're going to take a 2-second. Roll through the feet here. Okay. Bend knees, lift heels, straighten, lower. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, hold up here on 1 and bend the knees and straighten. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we go into our triple pulses. 3, 2, 1, straighten. 3, 2, 1, and straighten. Yes. I'm going to feel this tomorrow. Hope you guys are too. Getting our sweat on. 1 more set of triples. Good. And then bring those heels on down. Return to a plie and our pelvic curls here. Okay, we are flexing the low back. Hoping that's okay. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now lift the arms and lower to tempo. Okay, bend a little deeper in that plie and add back in that pelvic tilt. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the knees. Go into another straddle stretch for 3 breaths. And just deliberately choose that back position. 1 more. All right, and then we'll walk the feet in and we'll start our flexibility work, which is that ground butt ma. So starting in your first position here, squeeze those heels together, get nice and centered, and then forward, sweep the floor back. And that torso stability. And these aren't a turned out leg the whole time, because there is a variation in parallel. Not what we're doing today. Good. And 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And then from here, sweep that foot back and tilt the pelvis forward. Okay, we'll sweep back while we're tilted for 4, 3. Check your toes are turned out, heels gently touch. And then pause and bend that front left knee. It doesn't matter actually which knee you have forward, but that front knee is bent, toes are turned out, torso is forward, pulse in a lunge here. Back heel can be off the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up, bat ma forward, bend back. Run bat ma forward, and lunge back. 6, 5. Arm work is optional. 3, 2. Last one, and 1. Back to first. Okay, this moving leg is going to go behind you. Heels are on the same line. Heels come up and we curtsy. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3. Now choose that diagonal line away from your bar. Ground that ma. Curtsy, torso's upright. Ground that ma. Curtsy. 7, 6, 5, 4. Lots of tone here. 3, 2. Woo, it's our last one. Good. Now, bend that front left leg, or front leg. Tilt on forward, so your neutral spine hinge, and then this becomes your arabesque. Lifting that back leg from the glutes, not the low back. 6, 5, 4, find that tempo. 3, 2, 1, and then bend the knee, attitude. So forward view is here. Still really firm, pressed away through this oblique system. 3, 2, 1, and then stand tall and grab that leg. Okay, you can hold your stretch here or take it into a bigger stretch here. Just don't tweak your back. Depress those scapula, press your foot into your hands. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Sensibly come in, and then we're going to switch sides again. Starting in that first position. And then we kick forward. Slide and brush the floor under you. And forward. Four more. You can add some arm movement to get that heart rate up higher. Last one. And then slide that leg behind you. Bend into that front knee. Toes are still turned out here. And then we're going into our lunge presses. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees lined up with first and second toe. Add back in that upright ground batma. Lunge back. Hinging at the hips. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that lunge back there. And then bring the heels together, straighten up nice and tall. Let's practice those curtsies. This outside leg moves back, heels are on a line, but toes are turned out. Heels can come up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find that diagonal line. Ground that ma, curtsy. Good. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause in first and turn a bit towards your bar. Okay, hinge at the hips, bringing that outside leg back and lift and lower here. Okay, depress those scapula, keep the spine in neutral. So abs are working really hard, but the vertebrae don't move. Abs work hard to stabilize the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, attitude. So that moving leg stays behind the stabilizing leg. And 5, 4, 3. Press away through those ribs and hips. Last one. And then sensibly stand upright. Grab that foot. Either hold this quad and hip flexor stretch, or you can take it into your dancer stretch here. 2 more long breaths. Good. We're going to stay on this side of the bar. Go into our sideline work. So this elbow and forearm press into your bar. And you slide those shoulder blades down. You can choose to be in a straight line, more neutral spine, or arch away. And then take this sideways leg. Yep. Okay, so foot positions here can be heels in, toes turned out, but I'd point this leg and then soften this knee. When you soften that knee, it goes over first and second toe. And 3, and 2, and 1. Now bend that knee forward and then kick it out straight. I'm gonna add some more stability work by bringing the hand behind the head. Depress those scapula. This is a moderated version down here. This is crazy hard up here. No hip clicking though. 3, 2, and 1. Then we're gonna step on out. Squat here. So you hinge at the hip, come forward, launch. Good. Squat, launch. Let's do it to tempo. Good. 6 more. That was 5, 4, 3, and 2, 1. Now these become a triple pulse. 3, 2, 1. Find that glute work and connection. Good. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1. Again. 3, 2, 1. And then hold here. Okay, hand returns behind the head. Liz, you're gonna do another set of bending the knees up. Melissa, we're gonna go into our round spine and kick out. Bring that navel to spine as you curl, make a C shape and out. 6, 5, 4, 3, really open up here. 2, lateral, and last one. Good, what a great set. Okay, and then we're gonna cross this leg in front. Liz, you'll really reach through the shoulders. Melissa, we can go into some more side bend. Good, send those shoulder blades down. One more big breath here. Good, and then we're gonna move to the other side, however you need to rearrange. Okay, and such an important piece of this is those shoulder blades being depressed down the spine, forearm and elbow pressed into the mat, and then this outside leg. So you can make that choice of one line from nose to the middle of the pubic bone, or have a bit of a curve. Scapula depressed. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand behind the head and hold. Bend the knee forward, shoot the leg out. Good, so it just goes sideways, not back. And this is moderated. This is middle of the road. And then this is crazy hard. You need to stay out of any hip clicking there. 3, 2, 1. Pause, reach that arm, and we'll step sideways, prayer pose to a squat. Really launch. Good, and repeat. Good, and then to tempo, depress the scapula as you reach over. This is 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last single. Catch your breath, and we'll go into triples here. 3, 2, 1. Out. 3, 2, 1. Think through your torso and your core here. You don't want to let those ribs flare forward. That would be arching the back. Stay in that flat back as you squat. Flat back as you reach. 3, 2, 1. 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1. One more set. 3, 2, 1. And then we reach over. Hand behind the head. Liz, you'll do another set of knee bends forward. Melissa, we're going to take that into a C curve. And out. C curve. And out. 5, 4, 3. Lateral plane. 2. And 1. Great. You get your stretch here. So take that moving leg in front and stretch either this top arm and or add that side bend. Scapula still depressed. Good. Okay, you'll face your bar and bring those toes together. So you're in parallel here. Zip toes, ankles, inner thighs, all the way up together. And then bend into your squat, trying to stay upright. It's a different kind of squat here. Okay, now lift the heels as you do these. Good, we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold it in 1. Lower the heels, lift the heels. Lift those heels and lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall, heels come down, and then make a little genie shape with your forearms, okay? Forearms now go on your bar. Your tush goes behind you, feet underneath. Let's open the toes up into first. You can even put your forehead on your forearms. I just want your back in neutral, so not arched. Good. And I want those scapula depressed. Lift the right leg behind you. Keep that torso stable and drama-free, which means the abs are working crazy hard. Hips are facing the floor here. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Let's cross and lift. Tap down to the left, lift right. Soften your left knee, your supporting knee. And that left heel's under the pubic bone. Hips are square towards the floor. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Next up is shoot the leg. So bend the knee underneath your nose here, and then send the leg behind you. Melissa, you can go into some back flexion as you do this. Liz, stay in your flat back here. And 5, 2 rhythm, 4, and 3, 2, and then hold it back out here on 1. One last set of attitudes. Bend that knee, lift the right knee to the side of the room. Probably that left glute complex is burning and screaming. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, carefully stand up. And then let's go into our chair seated glute stretch, but we're gonna stretch out that left side. So it's left ankle, front of right knee. Release, yeah? As you're holding your stretch and inhaling and exhaling, you can take some water. Okay, and then to do the other side, we don't need to move the bar because we're facing the bar. So putting those forearms and or elbows on your bar, depress the scapula, check your spine's in neutral, and then position feet to first position Pilates V, and send the left leg behind you now, straight leg, simple arabesque here. And then you can go ahead and soften that right knee. Make sure you still have an arch on the right foot. And 3, 2, 1, and then let's cross. So tapping down to the right. Cross and lift left. Tap right, cross, lift left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend that knee underneath you towards your nose. This is shoot the leg. Send it out behind you straight. Shoot it out. Melissa, if you want to go into back flexion as you bring that knee to nose, you sure can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold back here. And we're going to bend the knee, take it into attitudes one last time before we use the ball at least. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Good. And then we stand up, cross the right ankle in front of left knee, and you get your glute stretch here. Good. Next up, we're going to grab that squishy ball, and we'll put it under the right leg. Okay, heels would be in, toes out still. And then soften that left knee and then tilt from the hips forward. Still in the neutral spine, pulling that belly button in, bring that right leg in front of you and behind you. If you lose your ball, no biggie, see if you can just reset it. You really want to recruit into your glute here. Hammies come on pretty automatic. You want to tell your glutes, hey, this is when you work. Just check that that left knee is still soft. Okay, 4, 3, 2, hold back here on 1. Let's point the toes and pulse. Kick that heel in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now flex the ankle, another set of pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we go into another attitude. I promise this is actually the last one on the right. This right knee always stays behind the left. Slide those shoulders down. And 4, 3, 2, hold on 1 and pulse it. Pulse it. Another set of pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Left side screaming. Okay, we're gonna take the ball, place it behind the left leg, and then bend that right knee. It's supporting, and that right heel's under the pubic bone. Okay, you're in your tilt from the hips, and then scooping that right leg behind you. Abs on, glute and hammy. 4, 3, 2, depress the scapula. Pause back here and point the toes. Now pulse it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the ankle, pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And attitude. So left knee is always behind right in this plane of motion. Right is a soft knee. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Pause out here on 1 and pulse it. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. One last piece here. Put the ball between the knees. Toes and heels are in parallel. Okay? And then we're gonna squat, depress those scapula, and pulse inner thighs here. So we're just pulse squeezing the ball. Good. And then stand. Okay, let's do triple pulses. So it's a squat, squeeze, 3, 2, 1, and stand. Good. 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Again, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, let's move our bars out of the way and bring out our yoga mats. Good time for water as well. And then if you have a long TheraBand, I always like to use that for stretches. Have that nearby. Okay, I want to start with our hip flexor stretches. So let's start with the right foot forward and the left knee back. Melissa, tilt the pelvis under to get more stretch here. Good. And lift up that left arm if the left knee is back. Good. And then slightly reach and side bend to the right. And then take that side bend away and drop the left arm. Rotate rib cage so you're looking left. Press the right palm to the inside of the right knee, and you'll get your inner thigh stretch here. Think of creating some looseness or space in the joint, not dislocating, but looser. One more breath here. And then take the torso to point forward. Straighten out the right knee and bring the toes off the floor. This is your calf and hamstring stretch. And then put your hands wherever you need to balance, choosing a flat back hinge or a round spine deliberately. One more breath. All right, we're gonna switch legs. So now it's the left foot forward. Right arm lifted. Melissa, you can tilt the pelvis under in neutral. And this is your right side hip flexor stretch. All right, on your next exhale, slightly reach this right hand over to the left side of the room. Good, and then take those arms on down and you'll rotate through the torso so you're looking to the right side of your room. And you can take your left palm to the inside of the left knee. Good, and you can get your inner thigh stretch here. So just like the other side, I want you to think of creating some space here. One more big breath here. And then take that side bend or that rotation away. You're gonna straighten out your front leg. Hinge or curl forward, taking the toes off the floor. Good. Good, one more breath here. Good, and then we're gonna do some rotator cuff work. So with both of you and your old injuries, just be really careful here. You want to keep this elbow always underneath the shoulder blade. You know the rules, just be vigilant about it. Hips are stacked here. And then we're going to lift and lower. Good. All right, let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold up here on 1. If you want to have more work, walk it out to a full plank. Top leg would be in front. Let's hold another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And you can come down to the elbows here, and that's your full plank. And then you could just rotate it to side 2. All right, I'm gonna turn around so we can watch. And then on the side of the bottom knee there, let's get this elbow nice and situated underneath the rotator cuff, and we'll go into our lift here. And lower. Really making this bottom side work nice and hard. And 5, 4, 3, squeeze those scapula down the spine. 2, and 1. Good, and then walk the feet out only if you want that extra challenge. Top foot would be in front. We're holding for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great, we're gonna go ahead and lower here. Sit on your tush. Find your flat back, which means your scapula still need to be squeezed down the spine. And then we'll bend the elbows. It's a tricep dip, and then straighten up. Repeat. If you want the next level of work, You're gonna lift your bottom and bend those elbows. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we're gonna repeat those just as hip lifts, but they're gonna be a lot about pressing into the heels and getting the glutes working here. You can do these with a flat back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, from here, lie on back and then bring your right ankle in front of your left knee. You can use your TheraBand, of course, if you had wanted to, but we are stretching out the right glute here. Sorry, my camera view is not great. How about this? One more breath here. And then thread that right foot in the band. Bring the left ankle in front of right knee, and this will stretch out your left glute. One more double inhale, exhale breath. Good, and then you'll unpretzel. And let's turn on over into quadruped. And we're gonna end on something hard and worthwhile and strong. Take your knees back so you're in your half plank, okay? And then position your arms for push-ups, which is fine if a push-up is just a little elbow bend and straighten, as long as you're practicing that good shoulder mechanics. Rotator cuff stable. And then over time, you'll get stronger and lower if you start out in good form. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then your triple pulse here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, press away. 3, 2, 1, press away. As you press away, exhale, pull that navel to spine. And just keep squeezing shoulder blades down. It'll help them stay in that healthy position. Okay, 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Press up. 3, 2, 1. 1 more. Good. And then you can take it into your rest pose. Be intentional about any back flexion here. Nice big inhale. Walk your fingers away and lift your palms. On your next exhale, walk your fingers over to the right side of your mat. You can send your shoulders, your left shoulder and hip out a bit. Take a big inhale into the left side of your body. And then walk your fingers over to the left side of your mat. Send out your right shoulder and hip socket or hip bone. Take a really big inhale into that right side. Good. Now walk your hands through middle and you're gonna come up, okay? Just come up sensibly, taking care of your back. And then we'll end with the stretch you started with. So if that was the flat back reach and hinge, or the back flexion into a roll down, pausing in either stretch, seeing if you're closer to the floor. And then rolling on up, backing up really nice and tall on top of your hips. All right, thank you guys. You made it 60 minutes. Got a really great cardio and ab and just whole body workout. So thank you again. Have a fantastic weekend. We're gonna be doing this 4 times next week, maybe more. Tuesday, then the 2 classes on Wednesday, which are more beginner than you guys. And then again on Friday, so.
Thanks, Virginia.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I do 9 o'clock stretch on Sunday if you need it. So, okay, take care.
Bye.